I'm immortalized. Signed, so delivered, got it notarized. Told me lies, I'm mortified. Hey, when I'm in a rapping mood, niggas one slide through, fuck up my groove. I don't mean to sound rude, but get out my stew or act a fool. Hear constant question about what I do. What's it to you if you not crew? Get random text from out the blue, I leave on red if you're not boo. Ducking calls from you know who. Stay out my ear if you not true. And the feds will hop a suit. They got.
Alright, so it's DJ Krys here with Young Gabe the Great. I'm here with a good old friend of mine, Young Jarvis, aka J.A.R. Go ahead and tell the people about you, where you from, how you grew up, what's going on with you, man. How are you?
Well, it's your boy J.A.R, just another rapper, coming to you about, straight from the D, Triple D that.
Yes sir, yes sir.
Repping the gritty Garland.
So how long have you been rapping, Young J.A.R?
Since I was 15, man.
Yes sir.
Yeah.
We actually go way back. Me and J.A.R here used to rap together back in the day for fun. He was a guy that was always big on the future vision, big on the music, big on coming up. So back then, what was the idea? Did you know it was gonna turn into you trying to start your own record label? Or did you know it would start to you wanting to be ownership, you continuing this passion? What were the thoughts that ran through you back then?
Well, I looked up to people like, Master P, Russell Simmons, Diddy.
Real business owners.
Yeah,
real money men.
I'm very hands-on, you know what I'm saying? If somebody can do it, I can do it. That's always been my motto, so I wanted to build, the label from the ground up. I've always had an eye for talent, so I gather like a crew and then we just grow together and then I've always been recording from the didn't have the money back then, I didn't have
coming from the Triple D, Garland, Texas.
Yeah.
We recorded stuff on phones in bathrooms growing up. I'm already know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I didn't have the funds to buy studio time.
But
and then eventually when I got the funds, I was like, man, I'm wasting so much money on just studio time. I could figure this shit out, bro. I'll build a studio, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then let my niggas record, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, and then it eventually became like, it has always been the vision. I always tapped into that 15, 16-year-old. I'm like, what do I do next? You know what I'm saying? That's my moral compass. I'm like, nigga. I'm like, all right. I didn't know how we get this far. I mean, it's been a while, but I'm like, damn, nigga. Now what? What would we do?
It was always work harder than the next man. That was something I always noticed, even when we were young.
Yeah.
I know for me, for Gabe here, football was always our passion. We always worked hard. We always did extra work. This, that, and the third. Yeah. You always had a pen and paper. You used to have notebooks. You were always down to freestyle. Was always down to talk about a future idea.
Yeah.
I'm definitely amazed and proud to see what you got going on. Go ahead, tell them how J.A.R Studios actually got started and what's the end game, what's the vision, what do you have going on for that?
Well, for Open J.A.R Studios, that's my legit, commercial production company. I produce films, music videos, commercials, weddings, and we record music and all that, and that's just. That's I always was like, people always like, man, have a plan B or have, stick with plan A, whatever. I'm like, why can't plan B support plan A?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Have everything support that end dream.
That's what, exactly.
And that's what okay.
Yeah.
So I kind of understand that.
Like, why work a dead-end job when you can work a job that supports your dream?
If you have to work for the rest of your life, because we are in America at the end of the day, and we do have to work, and that's something that we realize. Why not do something that you love? Exactly. Why not at least enjoy the time that you have to put into making money?
Yeah, because who's to say, the next big art, let's say Post Malone, or someone coming out of the D, wants a music video, it opens doors for me.
Exactly. And if he's coming through, he sees how able you are to record the music videos, to make this to make this idea come to reality.
Mm.
He hears the music. That's another collaboration that could happen.
Exactly.
So you don't limit yourself to one aspect.
Right.
And I see a lot of artists today just saying, "Oh, I'm just a rapper.
Right.
Oh, I'm just a producer. Oh, I'm just doing this."
Yeah.
So it's having your hands in everything, in every little cookie jar. Something that you've always been big on is hands on something that's really good for you.
Well,
what do you think is the pros? Is what I'm trying to ask. What do you think are the pros to really having your hands on your own work personally?
Well, I'll get into pros and cons. Like the real benefit is there aren't any obstacles. I can't, if I'm sitting here like, fuck, I want to rap, but I don't have a beat. Well, shit, I can make a beat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or damn, I want to record, but I don't have any recording software, so I got to go save up to go. To
go to somebody else's studio.
Studio time.
So,
but then you can't really create because you're on a strict time. But you got 2 hours. All right, well you got to be prepared to shit. You know what I'm saying? But you don't have. Yeah, you.
From what I'm kind of hearing, it's investing into your dream is kind of up front is more. Yeah. But on the back end, that reward is bigger.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always invest in myself. I'm gonna triple down.
Always bet on yourself from day one.
Yeah.
Why would you not bet on yourself? You know you better than anybody else.
Yeah.
And that's something me and Gabe could definitely appreciate because we've all from day one, like all of us sitting here, to get to where we are now, we've always had to bet on ourselves against the odds, and that kind of speaks to the character, to who everybody is, and why we do what we do.
Yeah,
and
honestly,
why we enjoy what we do, because we put in the work to get there.
Yeah, honestly, like, if you say you tell me you have a dream, right? And you haven't invested in that dream, but you went and bought a new Camaro or something, like,
And I mean, with this being a artist interview full length, I mean, even Kevin Gates said it perfectly. A vision without action is merely a dream.
Yeah, respect.
And that's definitely true. That you have to put in that time behind that dream. Yeah. I can't go out there and say, I want to do this, I want to do that, and not put in the work behind it, because then you're just lying.
Yeah,
you're not really committed to that cause.
Right. And that's why I went to school for this shit.
So let's talk about school, since you brought that up. What'd you graduate from? Where'd you graduate from?
Well, I went to the great University of North Texas.
Okay.
In Denton. I didn't go too far for school, but
stay near, close enough to get a little bit out of the city.
Yeah,
it's good to get away.
Yeah,
but not too close that you can't come visit family, which is always important.
Exactly.
I feel that.
Yeah. Like I was just an hour away, but I was definitely very much living in Denton for about 6 years.
And so, when you were there, what did you major in?
Radio, television, and film, and minored in marketing. And I thought that's the perfect combo for what the end goal is.
So even while going to school, even when picking your degree, your end goal was still always the same.
Exactly.
So that vision's been the same since high school, since that same kid that used to record on the phones.
Yeah, and I've always been consistent, And the more I learn, I'm like, okay, well, this is what I need, so I'm gonna go get that. I'm gonna go get that.
So what keeps you pushing? Because I know we talked off camera a little bit before we stepped on camera. What pushed you to keep you going through the trials and tribulations? Because you ran into a few roadblocks just like everybody else in life has. Yeah. And some people hit those roadblocks and they just go another lane and they just change courses. Right. What made you feel like, no matter how bumpy it gets, this is my road?
I'm a very persistent person. I don't ever give up. So it's just like, if I don't make it, it's because I didn't make it. Not because I didn't try. You know what I'm saying? So I was just always just like, I'm going to keep it pushing. I'm going to just keep, focus on that one goal. You know what I'm saying? To not switch it up. Not be like, I don't give it any breaks. I might, fuck off a little bit here and there, but it's always...
Well, there's ups and downs in everything. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it sounds like that you always knew what you wanted and that you were going to stick to it no matter what.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what kept me going. And, when you hear... I want to support all my friends and family here. So you hear that people going through shit, I'm like, damn, bro, that just makes me want to go harder, because I'm like...
So let's speak on that for a little bit. Family, friends, who are important to us, yes, but from what we talked about off camera, I learned that you're big on working with local people, with people that are close to you, that people that support you.
Right.
Speak on why you choose to only do it with basically family and friends only.
Yeah.
Like nobody else. Like it's not about the money sometimes. And yes, you're in this to get more money. That's why Open Jar Studios is what it is and why you have it there. But why you won't sacrifice the art at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And I see that getting sacrificed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people go to that end goal and look for that money, but sacrifice what got them there at that first point or why they fell in love with it. Yeah. So I'm just kind of wanting to know like why it is that you work with who you work with.
I try to keep my circle tight, and it's just you meet people down the road. You don't know what their true intentions are, but my day ones, I know they always got my best intentions at heart, and everybody
before any of it.
Yeah, and everybody that know I'm solid. You know what I'm saying? So, I got their back, they got mine, and I want to support them first and foremost. And then I got mad love for my city. Dallas.
Definitely, Dallas, Texas, man. We used to go teen clubs back in the day. You used to get buck wild, like Triple D, something else.
We slept on.
Gabe being from Cali, like he loves being out here in Dallas. Like I remember us talking about it. Like,
and I got mad love for Cali.
And
a lot of West Coast.
Bro, a lot of West Coast influence in here in the South. You can hear it. The beats are a little different, but the vibe, the way you cruise to music, it's different than it is on the East Coast. Like it's a style out here. We're real third coast representative, and we put on for our city because we feel slighted in a little ways. Like I know we talked a little bit off camera, and you brought up the fact that you're a Crit fan.
Yeah.
So what about that Crit? That J. Cole, that the way they came up, because what I've saw and what I see in the industry a lot of is people say that they get on, but they know somebody usually in the background.
Yeah.
And we're not here to drop names like, hey, get your money, do what you got to do. But I've seen people really get it, like out the mud and build a fan base, and that kind of seems like what you want to do. You don't want to cut circles. You don't want to. You don't want to sacrifice your friends or your family. Like you want to get it from the bottom, and you want to build an honest fan base. Yeah. Why is that so important to you?
It's just I just like to keep everything authentic, and
Does that speak to how you were raised?
Yeah, maybe. I just I'm never going to Hollywood. I'm never switching up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just I'm just always just about who was around me and who just take.
Which after college, I'm sure you probably could have left the city and go get a job somewhere, and not contributed to the way you've been trying to make it happen down here, and work with the same people. Right. Looking around, you got a bunch of different equipment. You do a bunch of different things. How does that all implicate back into the music for you? How do you keep that passion? Because I know, like I said earlier, you always kept a notebook and pen. You're always at the end of the day, you're a rapper, and I don't think I can stress that enough. You're a guy that really does have bars.
Yeah.
Even though you can touch all these different lanes. How does all this other stuff that you have going on complicate or make the rapping easier? Does it complicate it or does it make it easier?
It makes it easier because, like I said, if I'm ever in a rapping mood, I just step into
you can do it all on your own, huh?
Yeah, I can just go step into the studio.
Produce your own beat.
Yeah, just all vibes, So, and then if I were to need a music video, I could facilitate that. Yeah. So that was always important to me as well. And I definitely want to drop more content, but I'm so overprotective. I'm a perfectionist kind of a little bit. So it's just like.
Is that something you think you've always been? Always want the little details to be right.
Right. Yeah. Because the first impression is always.
Is always key. First impression is key.
So people gonna remember like, oh, that shit was trash. And then that's every time you drop something else, they're gonna remember, hey, that shit was trash. So.
Do you think there's a point of over critiquing?
Yeah,
do you think sometimes that maybe you hold on to something too long and you didn't have to?
Yeah, definitely. I think and I want to step out of my own way a little bit. So That's why I made a lot of changes in the past year.
And what I've noticed, and this is personal experience and what I've seen in other people's careers, growth comes at the point of resistance.
Yeah.
Growth comes when you're uncomfortable.
Right.
You don't get into new land without going somewhere you don't know.
Right.
It can't be new if it's already known.
Yeah.
So
certainly, yeah.
Stepping out of that branch, definitely, I could see how it would improve how everybody outlooks you, so that way they have a better catalog to pick from you.
Yeah, and I get good feedback from the people I do send my music.
Because that catalog's pretty big, isn't it?
Yeah,
from what I've heard, you kind of got
10 years in the making, you know.
Bro, and that's what I've heard. I heard you got it from back in the day.
Yeah.
And you can see the progression and everything that you drop.
Yeah.
Why is what you call, and we talked about it, why is what you call the vault something that's important to you, while you'll keep that, and while keeping that storage of that memory of those different songs are important to you?
I like to document growth, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to have something to reference. Like, damn, I used to think this shit was dope. Let me play it now. Fuck, bro, that ain't shit compared to what I just did today, you know what I mean? So, it's just always, it's me versus me, you know, just, hey, little nigga, I could out-rap you, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel. I'm very competitive, so, you know, and I'm all about improving every single year, every single time I record. So, you know.
So this shit is real serious to you. This is your passion.
Yeah, I'm trying to go big leagues, you know what I'm saying?
So speaking of real bars, do you think a battle rap future could be, or do you really want to showcase your abilities to really make a song? Because there's two different lanes. There's guys that can battle rap and can kill it, but can't make a song to save their life.
See, I'm a fan.
What's important to you?
I'm a fan of battle rap. But
I'm too. 1,000%. Arsenal, JC, Hollow the Dawn. Like I'm a battle rap fanatic. But there's guys that aren't very good at making songs that are some of the best battle rappers we've heard.
Exactly. You know, like I said, I'm a big fan of battle rap, but I've never pursued that lane. And I you know, but like I said, I do know people in that realm, and I would love to, you know, just go back and forth with those guys and make me a better performer, for sure.
Speaking of that, I know we have one of the same buddies that we went to high school with that's a current battle rapper.
Jigs.
Go ahead. I was gonna let you shout him out.
Shout
out to our boy Jigs.
Shout out to Jigs and Tim.
Shout out to Jigs and Tim from Garland. You know.
Real
Ivy League shit.
Off the top of my head, I can't think of their stage names, because I just, you know, I know them.
I know it's real. I know it's Ivy League, and I know they rep it tough. I know those are guys that, and I call it lyrical exercise. I know those are guys that you can go back and forth with and just kind of throw raps off the top of the dome. You know. Are those the type of guys you like working with on non-recording stuff, just to help you with wordplay? Because those are some of the guys that are real good with wordplay.
Yeah. I mean, I would love, you know, I've told my girl this time, you know, because I play some of Jig's shit, you know, like some of his battles, and, you know, I tell my girl all the time, like, I would love to just play battle him. Just, I know he would destroy me, but I would.
Krys, we gonna get this set up, Jig. Yeah, we gonna get this set up.
But I would love to, you know, try.
I mean, use your government.
You know, it's a whole nother, you know.
Hey, right now I gotta send a quick shout out on this ultra premium select cup pecan praline. You need to go ahead and sponsor us, because this will be on every video from here on out. Really good stuff. Go ahead and check it out. Not too expensive. And it gets you right. It gets the interviewers and the interviewee.
And it's not too strong.
I do approve.
There we go.
J.A.R is approved.
Yeah, and I'm a drinker. You know what I'm saying?
There's a topic you want to touch bases on.
One topic I've been thinking about is what made you want to get into the rap game. I know you said that business-wise, you know, pub.
And he's been doing it for a while. Yeah. But what really started this passion?
I would tell you, it was crazy, because I've always been a fan, right? And
that's where it always starts, isn't it? You're a fan.
I went to my first high school party, right? And, you know, it was wild, because it was a high school party. That was freshman year of high school. I come back home, I'm like, I'm a freestyle about it. You know what I'm saying? So I freestyled over Still Tipping by Paul Wall.
That's classic.
Once again, real Texas shit. You see third coast representatives.
Right.
I feel it.
Yeah, and then shout out to Paul Wall. I know right away. And I freestyled over it. I recorded it, and I sent it to all my friends. And then it went from there. My friends were responding to it with other rap songs. I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna record some new shit.
Go off of this.
Yeah.
So you feel like you got a positive react off of that first?
Yeah, and then Wayne dropped No Ceiling around that time.
That was a great time in hip hop.
And I was like, nigga, I'm gonna remix everybody's songs.
Now let's real quick.
Yeah.
Sidetrack a little bit. Talk about the influence of Wayne. Personally knowing you, I know Wayne's been a big influence.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Wayne. Like
that's a goat. That's a goat.
He even got the poster.
Without saying that it goes with the poster, it goes with the vibes. I know you categorize yourself more as a punchline rapper. Yeah. You got the quotables. I call them. You got to have quotables. You got to be able to deliver shit. And you got to have the quotables. I feel like Wayne was one of the best to ever do it as far as quotables go. I feel like that's something that you've really keen on as of late is trying to get onto the quotables.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always punchlines. I like laughing. I like making light of situations, and I like having fun with my music. So it's not always very serious. But I like to stay clever, witty, and things like that. So and even when I do talk about serious topics, I mean, I feel like I'll go back to
a little bit of light humor.
There you go. So you can catch it, but it still meant this. I love entendres. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to mean.
You get a couple different topics. Yeah. Two will give you four like a double dare.
Yeah.
Like Pusha T said. That's a quick little line. Real hip hop heads in the building. I want y'all to know that.
Yeah. So I'm like the biggest fan of hip hop, bro. Like just like a sports fanatic, and most athletes are sports fanatics.
Most athletes, we can speak for it ourselves, being former athletes.
Yeah.
You follow the game.
Right.
I know. I've always been a big music head, and I've seen rappers that really have the bars, and it's a great thing to see because you're able to actually bridge that gap, and I've noticed it between the mumble rappers and the high tone beats.
Right. Yeah.
And the old school rappers that really just drop the bars that don't really have a good audio acoustic sound to
them. Right. Yeah.
Was that something that you purposely wanted to work on? Because that wasn't what you did back in the day. Back in the day, it was just bars. It was, I'm punchline, I'm going to talk shit, you going to hear me say some shit. Now it's like, I want to make a complete record that everybody can listen to. Because
if you don't adapt, you die. You know what I'm saying? And I'm such a fan of it. I'm a fan of it all, bro. From, old school hip hop to trap to, it's just like, I can appreciate it all.
Because that would help you bridge the gap, actually sitting down and listening to it?
Yeah, because, this is how I didn't listen to trap up until late high school, early 20s, but I was a DJ.
Yes.
So...
That's what I want this.
Yeah,
I already know.
I'm DJing at parties, so, you find...
Real house parties, I mind you, right?
Yeah.
Like real pool parties, real jamming. I remember the videos and the snaps.
Right, yeah.
He really was having things jumping, y'all. I'm going to let you know that right now. My boy J.A.R's been doing this for a minute.
So, and you there with the big headphones. I'm like, nigga, okay, I can't, I can fuck with this. You know what I'm saying? Future was big,
that kind of helped open your eyes. Being forced to play that music is what you're saying. Opened your eyes to more of that.
Yeah, like because I was like in high school, I was a big stooge. I'm just like they gotta have bars. They have to have bars.
We were the same way in high school, and I noticed when me and Slim Stipes when we took over the radio station out in college.
Yeah.
I was playing stuff that I necessarily didn't like. I wasn't a super fan of at the time.
Yeah.
Like you said, Future, I wasn't a super fan of. I think I got more of appreciation for a different type of music being in that DJ aspect because it's not just about what you like at the end of the day. to be a great artist, you have to make something that everybody enjoys.
Yeah.
Am I touching right?
And I found enjoyment.
To be as big as you want to be,
yeah.
you have to make something that everybody enjoys.
And I found enjoyment out of those club bangers.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, I mean, and so that's definitely helped me progress over time. I mean, I don't think the way the industry's going, I mean, you know, these niggas that just straight bars that can't do a melody.
That shit's dead here too, though, at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, the bars alone won't get you $1 million.
You have to have that it factor.
You gotta have that it factor. You gotta have the beats behind you.
Yeah.
There's so much that goes on, and that's why I say it's rare to see somebody like you, like J. Cole, like Krys, really trying to make it from the bottom without getting a handout.
Yeah, for sure.
And speaking of that, what you want to ask? I know I interrupted you.
No, I totally forgot.
The great Gabe. I know
Gabe is great. We got him on the CK Praline. Y'all need to go ahead and check it out once again.
I was listening to you so hard I forgot what I was going to say.
We got fucked up right before.
Yeah, see.
I mean,
just a little bit, you know, sipping on, trying to relax.
If my PO was listening, I meant we were playing Mad Call of Duty and got fucked up.
Definitely Kool-Aid in the cup.
Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah, adrenaline rush
That's
type
not
shit.
even alcohol,
you know?
bro. It's not even whiskey.
I haven't, you know.
I don't even know.
I've tried that in the past.
Sir.
Like it was years ago, you know.
Yeah.
This red cup got fucking water. And anyway. Water.
So the name. So it's J.A.R. Just another rapper. What made you come up with that acronym? What got you on the current path? Because knowing you, as long as I've known you, it used to be J Money. That's what we used to go under.
Right.
So what?
Well, see.
So what formulated that change from J Money to what we have now?
And it's still J Money all day. But when I was, you know, I was J Money from when I was 16 to probably 22. I realized the progression in the game, and I was just like, man, that just. I don't know. It seems like
that's not how people name. That's
cliche. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
It's not.
I feel it.
Everybody got some G money.
Yeah. I'm like, bro, no. What you need? What stands out, bro? Like, you know.
Yeah.
So
what speaks to you, because you're not one of those guys that blend in with everything else. You got the bars behind you, like I said earlier.
And that's what you Just Another Rapper is. Like, it's irony, bro. Like, you know, you try, you know, you put me in everybody in their mama rap these days, you know what I'm saying?
Everybody can get on, and that speaks to how easily it's able to make music now. Yeah, you can put some bullshit out on the internet and get 1 million hits.
Exactly. So, and that doesn't help me, because when I say I'm a rapper, first thing in your head, he's just another rapper.
Just another rapper.
He's just another.
Everybody's a rapper.
Everybody's a rapper. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I don't box me in. I'm totally different.
And I think I think when you say that, it makes you think. I know for me, when I first heard that, and now I want to hear more.
Yeah.
He's calling himself just another rapper.
Just another
He's
rapper.
not bragging on himself. He's actually dogging himself, if we're being honest. Yeah. He's saying, I'm just another rapper. I'm really nobody. Why are you worried about me?
Right? Yeah. And then, you know, and then the J.A.R, it just represents like a box. Like, you know.
And they put you in a bar they put you in there with J.A.R. I know your full name's Jarvis. There's a couple of different ways you go into that. That's the double entendre. That goes back. The name goes back to how you rap, though.
Exactly.
And that's my thing. That's what I like about it.
There's always a hidden message, and I'm like, bro, you can't box me in. You know, I'm not just another rapper, bro. There's content in it, and I have a lot of other talents, and
you mix and master. You make videos. You make some of the beats on your own.
And there's so much in store, and you know, I'm a future mogul. That's what I'm pursuing.
So speaking on that, what's kind of the vision for Open J.A.R Studios? Like, what's kind of what's the next step from now? Because I know you recently got LLC, you got incorporated now. Congrats on that, by the way. Want to let everybody know, go check that out.
Yes, sir.
Tap in with my guy if you're looking for studio time here in the Metroplex and set you up real nicely.
Thank you. Well, you know, what's in store is just like just bigger and better things. Personally, what got me really just in the entrepreneurial spirit, I don't want to work for nobody else, bro. Like, I'm bad at working for other people. I am.
Authority issues always been our issue.
Yeah.
And that speaks to our generation. We didn't grow up a lot with authority figures. Like, we kind of were left to our own devices.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't, you tell me I gotta be here by 7 and do what you tell me to do. I'm much better at getting up at 7 for myself, doing what the fuck I want to do. So
definitely a personal
excel
job.
At that shit.
Definitely,
I can excel at that shit. But you want me to be at my best at 7 in the morning for you? It ain't gonna work.
And I want to say this: a lot of people have that mindset,
mm-hmm.
but a lot of people don't put in the work like you've been doing.
Yeah.
And I don't know if y'all have noticed that. Gabe, you can speak on it, but there's guys out here that'll say, "Man, I just can't work for them. Man, I can't do this and that."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But they're sitting around not doing anything.
Yeah.
And it's like, cool. If you don't rock with that, go do something different.
Go do something.
Like I can't do an office job. That's why I do what I do. That's why I enjoy what I do. Because I can't just sit behind a desk for 8 hours a day and that be my life.
And they're miserable.
And they're miserable. They're unhappy. We have to, and I think that's big with our generation. We have to work the rest of our lives anyways.
Yeah.
I think the biggest difference between us and older generations is that we want to do something that we actually enjoy or that makes us happy. Have a passion for it. Because if you got to do it forever, why do something you hate?
Yeah, because if you love it, you're not working.
Definitely.
You're not working a day in your life. That's just how it is. And just to piggyback off of that, I'm a little crossfaded, so I'm kind of lost track.
Just like we want it, we do it right.
Crossfaded on the water and.
You come to the sit down, we gonna treat you right. I'm gonna let y'all know that right now. We don't tap in with everybody, but if we hit your line, just know we gonna take care of you, man.
Yeah.
It's been great sitting down a little bit. I know we're gonna have more in store. Tell the people what you got going on, man. What's the new project? Do we have a name for it? Do we have a date? What's going on, man? I know we were supposed to get this here soon. Yeah. I know life happens, delays happen. Well, what's going on with J.A.R?
All right. Well, the season was it was a little Christmas fun tape. J.A.R and friends. And it was supposed to drop Christmas Eve. However, there was a lot of delays. But and if anybody's been following for these years, Just the Season was supposed to drop 3 or 4 years ago. Every Christmas I say I'm going to drop Just the Season. I'm like, no,
this is something that you do want to happen.
Yeah.
Like you said before, you're a perfectionist. You keep going back and you're finding those little things here and there.
And you're big on that trying to have everything just right.
Right, and I love occasions because it gives me the motivation to drop shit. I'm like, there's the deadline right here.
Yeah. Holidays,
boom. But luckily none of the tracks are actually holiday songs. They're just they were gonna drop, and then that's why it's called Just the Season. But it will still be dropping. I promise everybody, it's gonna drop.
We'll link at the end of this video. We'll link different songs, a couple different tracks we have from J.A.R, so you can go ahead and check that out. So you can hear these punchlines that I'm talking about that I'm not just lying about, because I promise you that I'm not here to be nice, and I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to keep it honest.
We go way back. If I was trash, he'd tell me.
I promise you, I'll tell him to his face right now how trash he was, because I'd be doing a disservice. You can't go out there and make Garland look bad.
Yeah, that's true.
You've been through too much.
Got too many people out.
But no, definitely, the punchlines have been there since day one. Even when we used to walk around and shit talk, even that, and I think that speaks to the music and to how much you care about it, because you've stayed the same through all those years.
Yeah.
That the punchlines have always got to come first.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you got to change with the times, and yes, part of being an artist is developing.
Yeah.
But those punchlines are always going to stay, right?
Yeah, that's always been important to me, because I feel like if you're not clever, like, what are you doing?
What you really doing?
Like, how are you saying what I couldn't say?
I need those quotables. Like I said earlier, I need the quote. Everybody needs it for Twitter or for Instagram, for the bottom of the post. Give me some that I can put there, and they ask who said that.
Right. I gotta say what no one else has said. Like, otherwise, who am I? So, I mean, not to knock on how other people do it. That's just very important to me,
Yeah.
So,
and everybody has their own lane. You've clearly decided what you want your lane to be, and I think that's key. think a lot of guys don't have a direction in music sometimes,
right?
And they end up getting lost. And I think you're pretty much buckled down and driven to what you want to make happen.
I appreciate that. Yeah, every verse is gonna have quotables, lines, something you can be like, damn, that nigga said that. Because I want you to, like, 5 years from now be like, damn, fuck, I just
make that song still relevant.
Yeah.
There's songs that I go to that are years old that we can still listen to that are still
way back in high school, talking.
And I'll give an example. Me and him listened to 10 Days back in the day when it first dropped from Chance the Rapper.
And he was suspended for 10 days.
Quotables.
Made it in 10 days.
Yeah. And that's the kind of shit that motivates me too. Like people, like they take advantage of a situation. You flip an L to like. It's amazing.
Like you turn an L to a W if you just adjust the angle. It's all about how you outlook stuff. It's all about how you make stuff happen.
And a little bit about, because we were touching on entrepreneurship, and one of the tracks on this tape is called Fired. I was fired that day. Made the track. I'm like, man, I'm gonna take this time to record.
Turn a negative into a positive.
Yeah. So.
And so. One other question I want to get into before we wrap this up.
Yeah.
Do you use a lot of personal experiences in your music, or do you try to bridge that gap between, all right, you don't need to know everything in my life, but I'm gonna give you these bars?
It very depends. Like I'm like a day by day kind of person, so it's just like sometimes music's an escape from what's going on, and sometimes I'm venting. I'm like, shit, I'm mad about this, so I'm gonna talk about this.
So you've probably recorded about some personal stuff, but might never release it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So and I'm like I said, what I enjoy about music is like it's not always serious. So it's just like, but I definitely every time I'm mad, I'm here venting. I put it all in the studio. So, and I want to get more personable because people latch on to shit like that. So
definitely, and that's why we sit down, try to get the people to know a little bit more about you, a little more background,
yeah,
and how your mind really works. So I'm glad we got to sit down. I'm glad we really got to talk for these 40 minutes or so.
Yeah.
This will be good for people to look back years from now when you finish making the dream into a reality. I think you're off to a great start. I think Gabe here and me can both agree on the fact that you got a drive and you got a passion and follow it, dude. Like that's what everybody's got to do. I think everybody gets too caught up in the rat race.
Yeah.
And everybody's not looking at the long term. Like, what's your passion like in the next 10 years?
Right.
You're gonna hate yourself to the point where you want to jump off a bridge.
Yeah.
Like, that's not where you want to be.
Exactly. Yeah. 100%.
So this was the sit down. I appreciate J.A.R. letting us into the studio, a little bit into the feng shui, see what we got going on. We appreciate it all. Interested to see what we got going on with you next. Hopefully we get you on with some other guys that we had sit down and interview with here at the sit down.
Any rappers looking for studio time?
Once again, hit up Jarvis.
Or music video.
Or music video.
Or whatever you need, tap in. We'll have all that information at the bottom.
Art,
anything y'all need as far as video, photographer, or anything like that.
So this has been Sit Down episode 6 with J.A.R. Just another rapper.
Season as if I needed a reason. Like fucking, I'm breathing. The fuckers are scheming. I'm fighting my demons. They hella deceiving. I gotta get even. Lost some friends. I never did need them. Just me and my heathens enjoying the evening. But if the ops pull up, I'll be happy to see them.
These are instructions for youth. I'm trying to give them the tools. So much substance it may feel like substance abuse. Feel like we was just kids. When you in a dark place, ain't no more bright ideas. Feel like I'm breaking the seal. My worst fear is all of this gym becoming a gender reveal. Maybe I needed to deal. Maybe I needed to heal. Maybe I needed to feel so I know what's real. Death's in the air, so I'm finding it harder to breathe. I've seen all the signs, but a nigga just don't wanna read. Last of a dying breed, lost the will to succeed. I wanna put in the work, but I thought of taking a leave. Thoughts of stacking this paper, thoughts of saving the trees, thoughts of hanging it up before planting my seed. It's hard to do what you want with all of your people in need. All of your people is hurt, all of your people is weak. I tried to give them my heart, but ain't no love in the streets. You know I'm all about we, but I gotta do it for me. Now they saying I'm sleep just because I'm chasing my dreams. Maybe it's fate, maybe it's greed. If you want beef, are you in for a treat? All you can eat, you ain't really made it, you got enemies. They wanna see, nigga, please. Love a good war, but I really want peace. I really want peace, I do this with ease.